So I wanted to elaborate on something that I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's video about there being a disconnect with the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo's side about his injury. So Jason Lockenfora from Fox Sports said that a disagreement within the organization regarding Garoppolo's initial high ankle sprain, the one he sustained week 2, caused a rift within the organization. Additionally, Lockenfora has heard that the 49ers are unlikely to retain Garoppolo next season. He said, I reported on this a couple weeks ago, and talking to the people in the building and talking to people close to the situation, that nobody was making assertions that he's our guy. Lockenfora began, he's our guy beyond this year. We're building around him, and he's a guy that we're comfortable paying $26 million a year to moving forward. That is not the vibe he got whatsoever. There was actually some tension and some clashing and some differing opinions about his high ankle sprain. And now he's got another one on top of that. I think it's going to be a lot of recalibrations and a lot of reassessments about how they're as a franchise and what they need to do and what kind of money they need to be spending. They have a bunch of guys coming up that are going to have to pay. And he says, Lockenfora says, I've known Kyle a long time and I know how he thinks. He's went with Matt Schaub. And he was 7-4 in the AFC East at one point with Brian Hoyer throwing 24 times a game to Josh Gordon. He had RG3 in the 2012 season, and he's winning a bunch of games with Kirk Cousins. I just know that they feel they can go in a bunch of different directions and maybe be more effective, more robust, and have more of their playbook open to them that they may have with Garoppolo. So, yeah, pretty interesting. We all know, at least some of us that pay attention, that Garoppolo was never Shanahan's first choice. He really wanted Kirk Cousins just because he worked with them in Washington, and, that never worked out. So Garoppolo was the next thing in line. But I never got the sense, even as Garoppolo's been here, that Kyle's been too enamored with him. And the fact that they have to curtail their offense and build their offense around his inabilities is very telling. So it's going to be interesting offseason coming. You wonder if he gets on the field, even if he's healthy enough at the end of this year. You wonder if they're going to go after maybe, say, a veteran starter. I don't know if they want to do anything via trade. They really covet those draft picks. So it might have to be something where somebody's a free agent and then they draft a guy. So, but yeah, pretty interesting stuff. There being a rift between the organization and Jimmy about the severity of his initial injury, and him getting a sense with the organization that they're not really in the Garoppolo camp anymore, and they're not really enamored with him, and he doesn't get the sense that he's going to be back. So we'll have to wait and see. We still got a season left to play here, another half a year, but it'll be an interesting offseason for sure. All right, guys, I wanted to share that little tidbit of information with you. One other tidbit of information, Dante Pettis is signed with the Giants. So there you go with that. All right, guys, everybody stay safe and healthy, and I'll talk to you on the flip side. See ya.